In the distance, a banshee scream erupted, ear-splitting and shrill. It reverberated over and over through the halls. Lieutenant Dell swore. Fape, you all hear that? Indeed. Vayron's eyes darted back and forth. Reaver. A second shriek ripped out from the opposite direction. Reinhardt clutched her collar calm. All teams, make for the control room. Move quick and quiet. No sudden noises.
Copy that.
Jed stared around with wide eyes as the Major changed course. Everyone followed, guns twitching and sweat dripping. Every boot step seemed to echo, every shadow lengthened. Something fell down in an adjacent room and caused the Zetar to yelp. Ari cupped a hand over his mouth and glared. There was no hiding the tremor in her hand, the flicker of desperation in her gaze. At last, they reached the control room corridor. Mains and new floor lanterns riddled the floor, and a blast door barred the way. Jagged claw marks gouged the door. This door isn't breached. There might be survivors. We'll have to get their attention. Zone 1 approached the door, raised a fist to knock. Hello in the... As soon as he touched the door, electricity blew him down the hallway. Everyone jumped. And a primal growl rumbled nearby. Don't touch the door! Reinhardt barked into her comm. Someone inside got it sparked! On trembling legs, Jed started down the hall towards Zone 1. He lay still, smoke curling off his body. Jed could hear Chelsea talking to the door people, but that was the last thing on his mind. His eyes were locked on Zone 1. His black winter coat and worn-out boots. His 3 days beard and bald head. His charred skin and wrenched up face. A blur of gray swallowed Zone 1 and dragged him down another hallway. Jet scrambled back. Open up! Reinhardt snapped. Oh, he can protect you. There's reavers out here! Something in the darkness slobbered and scrambled. Things tore. Liquid splashed sloppily on walls. Jet and a couple others threw up. For your sakes, let us in! Don't leave us out here!
Red 1 to green team. There's a reaver on R6. We're penned up outside the control room.
Copy that. Same here. Chelsea shook off a shudder. Keep after the door folk. Use bullets if the reaver comes. Lasers don't do this.
Copy that.
Vayron laid a hand on Jed's shoulder, pulled him up. Gather your courage, Zetar. Now is the time for strength. I saw that thing. The claws. I've seen them before. You must compose yourself or be the first to die. The Reaver stepped around the corner. His face was a bear trap of grinning spear-like teeth. Blood dripped between them, and scraps of flesh and clothing dangled from them. Green eyes glinted above the teeth, narrow and wolf-like. Lantern light dappled its dull gray hide, its sinewy canine limbs, its back of shark-fin spikes, its twirling whip of a tail, its slinking 12-foot-long body. The hallway seemed barely big enough to hold it. No one reacted for the first few seconds. They watched the Reaver in shock, some fighters trembling, and others trapped in frozen stares. Tears streamed down the face of one strike team soldier. Please no, please another. Prayer after prayer. Please no. Then Major Reinhardt raised her weapon and fired, and the Reaver screamed a horrible scream that rattled the walls, and everyone fired, and the Reaver sprang, and 3 balls and slashed with its awful claws. In the background, the blast door opened, and a Rylanian dockworker shouted something. I couldn't tell what. Everyone was different, but they all saw the open door, and a mad scramble ensued. Everyone still living dove inside, and the dockworker closed the door. The Reaver slammed into it, and electricity off, and the creature shrieked and stumbled away. On the other side of the control room, Red 1 and 4 were snatching in their survivors. Jed and Veyron ran to them, pitched in as a second Reaver thundered up the hallway. A claw slashed through the entrance. Veyron and Jenna were in its path. Jed had split seconds to make a choice. So he did.